people aren't going to want to watch this, are they?
What?
I was just chatting shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I wanted to have a little, almost like a debrief, really, from. I know we're waiting for Rob, but I suppose we can at least make a bit of a start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to have a little bit of a catch up after the epic adventure, mate. Really.
Yeah. Still
Obviously,
buzzing from it.
obviously, I had my my little.
What's that? What is it? What is it? They should hand them out at the bottom of the mountains. No, well done, Jack. Credit where credit is due.
Yeah, no. So
He's
that
second marathon.
Yep. Well, second London. That's my sixth marathon.
Wow.
I went up to Birmingham first. I haven't really stopped, to be fair, because then when I got back here, I only had a day, and then I was off to go work in Hemel Hempstead. So I'm still living out of a suitcase, unfortunately. But I'm back for the weekend. But yeah, it all started with going for a little trip up to Birmingham, where I got to meet and see Eddie Hall and David Goggins live, which was super awesome.
Looked good.
Yeah, that was brilliant. And then,
did you bump into Marcin, the Iceman, there?
Do you know what? I actually saw him. As soon as David Goggins finished talking, he literally just appeared at like the bottom of the stage and handed him a letter.
Mm.
And I just went, I stood there and I was clapping, and I just went, "Oh, it's Marcin." I was like, "Oh my god!" Yeah. Oh, hang on, we got Rob coming in.
Here we go. Right, here we go. So if I do that, I'm all right, you?
Yes, mate, all good, all good.
What am I doing? I don't normally do these.
I know you don't, mate.
Oh my god, what am I doing now?
This is your second one, so
I can see both of you.
Yeah, I can see both of you.
That's what I want to do. You've had a haircut. Oh, it's lovely. Beautiful. Thank it is.
Thank you, yeah.
So you've got both of us on screen. So how do I do it so I get both of you?
Oh God, that's embarrassing, Rob.
I know it is.
So that means that Sam has no idea how he did it.
Yeah, no idea. I scoot to the right, but I'm on a mobile. You're probably on one of them fancy.
Oh, here we go. I scoot.
Right, I've got to go now, boys.
Fuck off. Right. No, I was just saying before you joined, Rob, we were just the idea was just to have like a kind of debrief from Scotland and kind of what we've done up there and the experience and how it feels now to be back to reality away from the mystical world of Scotland.
Yeah, mate.
So I drove to go see you guys the day after I'd done Ben McDouey, which is the second highest peak. And a couple of others, and then I drove across to Corrour and met up with you guys. Although I was there.
There we go.
And then we took over and done the big one, didn't we, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we just thought we'd do the proper one, mate.
Okay. Anyway, so obviously experiences from Corrour. How did you find it?
I loved it.
Go on, mate. You go.
I loved it. I'm still buzzing from it. I'm still buzzing from it, and just not just Ben Nevis, but the whole experience, the loch, the little walk and the hike down, and meeting the hermit.
The hermit.
Ken. Yeah. I always get worried that I'm saying it wrong, but it is hermit, isn't it? But yeah, the whole experience, and
his name's Ken.
His name's Ken.
Yeah. And we all bonded, and I'm pretty sure we're going to form a boy band.
Yeah,
that escalated quickly.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
it was. Yeah, for me, it was actually really, really awesome experience, to be honest with you, boys. I hadn't said nothing before we went or anything. I don't want us to go all too deep about that and all the rest of it, because at the end of the day, this is meant to be a nice podcast about Scotland. I leading up to going, I hadn't been for a while in a great place in my head, sort of thing, you know. And it was like the worst time in a way, and also the best time from my business and my work side of things. It was sort of like the worst time for me to go, but at the same time, for me personally, it was sort of the best time to go and go and do it. And yeah, it was very refreshing and it was fantastic. I loved it. Are
you glad you went?
Yeah, mate. At the end of the day, it's a week out of my life. You know what I mean? Like I say, from the business side of things, it wasn't a great time because I really needed to be there and sort of like develop things here and all the rest of it. But it's a week. You know what I mean? It's a week at the end of the day, and that's the way I had to look at it and go. For me personally, and for my own head, it was the best time for me to go as well.
I think it's so important sometimes, mate, just to detach yourself from that hustle and bustle. You can sometimes wear yourself down and overdo it a little bit with work, and it kind of overrules you and takes over, and you do genuinely, you just need a little bit of separation from that. And sometimes just going to somewhere you've never been to do something you've never done before is exactly what you need. And I totally get where you're coming from, mate. That's you know, and to go and do something like that in you know, in the location we were, you've got nothing but good things to come out of it. Do you know what I mean?
It gives you a little reminder, doesn't it, of what life's all about, doesn't it?
It certainly does, mate. It certainly does. It gives you that kick up the arse, and sort of also just sort of gives you that point also to sort of reboot a little bit. Yeah. And just go, right, come on.
Is that what it's done for you then?
Yeah, it has. It has massively. Yeah. I'm loads better than I was. I'm a lot better than I was. You know, compared to before we went and everything like that. Yeah, definitely. You know, it was amazing up there. To be honest, for me, it was just where we were, the phone signal that we couldn't get, and it was just dropping in and out, and all the rest of it now and again was brilliant for me. You know, and it was just the surroundings, just being in the middle of nowhere, and away from everything was just great. You know, I love my family to bits. I love my kids. I love my wife and all the rest of it. But yeah, just to get in the middle of nowhere and just be like us for a bit was
like you said, a real reboot, isn't it? So sometimes you've got your own business, you've had a lot going on, you've got your kids and everything. So me, sometimes it's nice just to do something for Sam or for Rob or for Jack. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Or not Jack.
Not Jack. Plenty of Jack. He didn't do it for us, did he?
No. Brilliant.
No, that's good.
Do you know what though? Sorry, just quickly. Do you know what? Actually, on that note about the whole thing with Ben Nevis and the fact that you were going to be coming, and then obviously because we put the day back, which was, I totally understand. I know we took the piss when we were there and all the rest of it. Totally understandable why you didn't do it, but actually, I think not that it wouldn't have taken anything away from it, you being with us when we actually done it. But I think it sort of made it even a bit more of a challenge. Not have you were sort of going to be the safety blanket, if you know what I mean.
No, I get that. Totally.
Right. Well, Jack's done it loads, so Jack's done all of this, and he's a strong, powerful bloke, and all the rest of it. Oh, smoke up your ass, but you know what I mean. But it's true, and it was sort of like, well, if he's there with us, then you know, I just feel like we'll feel safer with it, and we'll just be like, right, go smash it. Actually,
did you not get them vibes from me at all then?
Well, I got similar ones, mate. Yeah, similar. They were similar. I'm not sure the motivational speeches were quite the same, but Oi, mate, it was awesome all round, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Nevis was, you know, we pushed each other up there at the end of the day.
Yeah, I just
Neither
find it
had good
ironic because if you go back to other episodes, Jack doubted me getting up the mountain, and I did, and he didn't.
Hey.
but
and obviously never has before.
We could only do the podcast the day before, and that's the day we were meant to do the mountain. And he did have a marathon to run. So
yeah, and exactly. I'll be honest with you, that was one thing I did when I did the marathon. Like even just doing Ben McDouey like that week before, I just wiped my legs out, and I felt it about 6 miles into the marathon. I noticed that I was like, oh man, like I had stiffness in my hips and my legs. I didn't have a lot of kick there to really go for it. And I thought, oh fuck, like I've got to be a bit more mindful of that in the future. That's if I'd have done that marathon on Wednesday,
mate, you're like that's the thing. But you learn from these things, don't you? And I know, like you like to push yourself. I know you like to push yourself, and you like to do as much as possible and all the rest of it, but you're going into a massive event like a marathon.
Yeah.
Really, you didn't need any mountains that week.
No, we're not all mountaineers, Jack. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. This is the thing. We're not all seasoned mountaineers like us, Jack. So
yeah, exactly. You know? Yeah. No, but do you know what? I'm super proud of you guys. I remember, driving to the base of Ben Nevis the morning you guys were going to do it. I didn't have any doubts in your head. I just, for me, my only concern was just around kind of those moments where you hit like the weather changes. I think because that can be so demoralising. And I know from Ben Nevis, just the route going up, it can just be really fucking like it can wear you out, just not just physically but mentally as well. Because that
the gift that keeps on giving, isn't it, Ben Nevis? It is. You think you're there and you're fucking not.
Yeah.
I think we were well prepped. I think we were well prepped on that day.
Yeah.
Because of talking to you as well, Jack. I think we were well prepped, and also we were speaking to people on the way up and stuff like that. That don't get in your head too quick that you're there, or you're going to be there. Do you know what I mean?
That definitely helps.
Yeah. If you look and you're thinking, right, I'll be there in a minute, but you've got another hour and a half to go, that's no good. So that did help massively as well. Yeah. You know what I mean?
When we first got there in the morning, and I was looking, I went, that's big, isn't it? And you went, that's the mountain you climb over to get to Ben Nevis. That's not even close to the side of Ben Nevis. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, it's quite deceiving. You look at it and you think, oh, that's all right. And then no, actually, you kind of just go around the side and up over that one, and then
you go around that, mate.
Yeah.
Go around it, and then you might see Ben Nevis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I suppose I just kind of wanted to get into the kind of nitty gritty because I didn't get a chance to really speak to you guys properly about your experiences going up there. So I wanted to kind of understand the sort of things that you went through and your own personal experiences, how you felt, the sort of people you met along the way, what it was like at the top. All that jazz. How did you find it?
Do you want to go first, Rob?
If you want, mate, I can go first. Yeah. No worries. Well, I think it was. I had no doubt in my mind at any point, and we spoke about it, Sam, as well, that we were going to get to the top. But at any point, I was, from before going, I was like, whatever happens, I'm getting to the top. You know what I mean? I knew that the average time was to get to the top, and in my head, I was like, if we do it in that, brilliant. But really wanted to beat that, as we did, sort of the average time. And you always want to be setting yourself them goals and all the rest of it. Yep. Emotionally, going up, the battles that you have in your head, the same with anything like that, are quite crazy, really. You know what I mean? And you with anything like that, you're going, and 1 minute you're going, I can't do anymore. In your head, you're going, I can't do anymore. I literally can't take another step. If I take another step, my legs are going to fall off or something like that. You know what I mean? You're like, your legs are burning, and then you get past the burn a bit, and then you're like, oh, my stamina's not there. I can't breathe properly. And then you get past that bit, and then your legs start going again, and you're like, what am I doing? And you go, I'm going to have to turn around. And there was a couple of times in my head when I was like, I've got to turn back. I'm not going to do this. And then kept it in and just give myself a internal slap and said, you are going to do it and we're getting up. And then Sam, I knew, was going through the same things because we were obviously chatting and like we were checking on each other and all the rest of it. And then actually that helped me because I think what helped me was then G-ing Sam up as well to go, come on, mate, we've got this. We're going to do this together. We've got it, and all the rest of it. That then takes your mind away from it a bit, you know.
Yeah,
to push yourself up as well.
Team mentality and reliance on others as well.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, the whole thing for me was great, and reaching the summit and everything, and then the weather change and everything as you're going up was just like, as you were saying about the weather, but that's just such a weird experience as well.
Yeah,
as like you're down the bottom and you've got quite a nice clear day and it's beautiful
nice.
when you're looking at the surroundings. And then
we had some beautiful views halfway up, didn't we?
You what, mate?
We had some beautiful views halfway up, didn't we? Because I was expecting it to be cloudy the whole way up. But it was gorgeous, wasn't it?
We were lucky with that as well, weren't we? Yes, we were looking around and we were like, and you started to try and take a couple of photos, didn't you? And I kept going, Sam, on the way down. We'll do the photos on the way down, not on the way up. Come on, we've got to get to the top. Come on.
Yeah.
Because that was just to keep driving.
It'll probably be cloudy on the way down. But that's good for morale as well when the views are like that. When you get higher up, it gets harder in a way because then you're just covered in like mist and doom and gloom, and everyone around you. It becomes a bit of a team thing on the way down. I was like, hello to everyone, talking to everyone, weren't I? Like,
were you?
Having to tell me to hurry up because I was just talking to everyone. But on the way up, people are struggling, and you can see other people struggling, and there's misty, all the views and that are gone, and that's the push. But on the way down, we were saying it's an acceptable place. You can say hello to people on the mountain because you come down the mountain, hello, and everyone's like, hello, countryside, hello. If you walk around Tesco's and you start saying hello to everyone, they'd be looking at you like you're a madman.
Yeah. What?
They do, mate. They do, then I'll do it.
Yeah. No, but it was good. It was tough and it was grueling. I knew there was no way I was coming back off that mountain without reaching the summit, but that made it worse at sometimes as well because I thought, I know I've got to do it, but I have no idea how long is left. And that is a tough climb, especially when you get to the top and there's snow all around you and there is a certain point where you think you're there, but like there was a couple of lads that were walking in around, and like you said, I'm very good at fucking pretending I'm all right in front of other people. I've done it for you. and seeing someone else struggle, it gives me comfort, giving other people comfort. And I was talking to that lad for a bit and geeing him up, and he thought he was like, we're at the summit, aren't we? And I remember Jack saying, and that bloke who said we were by the waterfall halfway up, he said, you'll think you're there and you got a bit further. And I thought, this isn't it, and it wasn't. But knowing that little bit of information give me a little boost to carry on going as well. Plus, my mum would give me like pepperonis and stuff to chew on while we got there, so that could be a bit of a boost as well.
And you had your Rambo band on as well, didn't you?
You'd had them little Haribo sweets in your rucksack, and that gave me a boost up the arse as well. When Rob got a little bit further than me at one point, I thought, I'm on a Haribo, and I got my fucking head down.
They were dangerous to me because at some points when I was eating them, I was thinking I'm going to choke in a minute because I can't breathe properly.
Yeah, well, I stopped and chewed. You acting like we were climbing a fucking mountain or something.
I noticed, mate. I noticed you stopped to chew.
Yeah.
Just, Sam, what was that feeling like for you when you got to the top and you touched that top point? Because obviously, I remember I spoke to you later on, and immediately you were talking about wanting to go to Scarfell and booking up to go to Snowdon. And
can I just mention quickly as well? Mark was brilliant, weren't he? He was brilliant.
Yes,
Mark,
of course.
Yeah,
of course, Mark.
We've got to definitely involve Mark in this.
Yeah, he G'd us on and that as well, and his sense of humour got us through it as well. But the feeling I got to the top when we done that other mountain before. I got to the top and I had this instant fucking like weird feeling, and I was actually got a bit teary-eyed and loved it. This time, didn't get that so much. I was just really taking in the moment and looking around and fucking chatting to chatting to blokes with his dogs that were up there, and just
For
looking
ages,
at other people's like sense of achievement on their face and enjoying their moment. It weren't until I got halfway down I just like wanted to start doing cartwheels down the fucking thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I did get that feeling, and to be honest, I said climbing a mountain is a little bit like getting tattooed done. When you're in the chair, you're thinking, I'm never fucking doing this again. And as soon as you finish, you're planning your next one.
Once you're done, you're like, right, I want to go again.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna do the biggest one in England, Scarfell or Phil or whatever it is.
Scarfell,
yeah. And then I'm gonna do
Scarfield. Is it Phil? Scarfield Pike or
Scarfield,
Scarfell?
Bernie cat.
No, Scarfield, mate.
Potato. Yeah, I'm gonna do that big mountain.
Scarfell
anyway.
Pike. Scarfell Pike.
Scarfell.
Scarfell.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do that one in the next couple of months. I want to do it before Christmas, and then I'm going to do Snowdon in the new year, if anyone wants to join me.
Well, I will join you for Snowdon.
Yep.
In the new year.
Awesome.
Scarfell, because of the work side of things, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I'm not really going to be able to get the time off again, I don't think. But I would like to. When you first said to me and you were buzzing about it and going about doing the mountains, I was like, fuck off, mate. I ain't doing another mountain. Not yet. I can't even think about that. Yeah. But I knew it would take me a little while to just get over it and like let it sink in a little bit. And then I do want to do more. I definitely do want to do more. It's just time-wise before Christmas, I don't think I'll be able to. But
well, my legs might have recovered by then as well.
I might do. I
saw 4 days my legs were in
town earlier.
After that. 4 days my legs were in bits for. I got cramp in both. I've had cramp in my calves and that before. I've never had it in me quads. Is they quads at the top? Your thighs.
Thighs.
I could see the summit, Jack. I could see the summit, and my fucking leg was spasming on my left leg, and then my right leg spasmed, and I nearly fell over. And I was looking at the summit. And for a split second, I was thinking, I ain't going to fucking make it. I thought that's so cruel. I can see the fucking thing. I can't walk to it.
I've got cramp in both legs. I've never had it in both legs. And in my thighs. How's this happening? And I was going, come on, mate, walk through it. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I wanted to throw my stick at you when you said that.
Hey, look, mate, you've done it. Look, and I'm sure the recovery afterwards, that was quite a long while. Was it about a week for you, Sam? How was it for you, Rob?
You know what? I was pleasantly surprised, to be honest with you. The legs weren't fantastic the day after. They weren't like really bad, and then 2 days after was my worst day. The same as like when I've done stuff before, sort of thing, like running and stuff like that. And then not too bad, mate, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I was really surprised, considering how little I'd done leading up to it. I was very surprised at my recovery, to be honest. I didn't think I had
to do 4 double shifts after that trip in the kitchen. If I had to pick something from the bottom oven out, oh my God, it was like I was giving birth.
Yeah.
I was making noises I wasn't even aware I could make.
That's awesome, mate. But the actual, going back to what you were saying about the actual thing about doing it, and then for you, that hit you on the way down, like you said, about like what we've done, didn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? About what we've just done, Ben Nevis. We've just, for me, it didn't sink in until we'd actually completely finished, and then once we were back and everything, and that night, and I sat there chatting to Mark, and I couldn't stop because it all just hit me at once, and I was like, "This is amazing," you know what I mean? But at the time, it was get up, get down, and make sure we get down all right as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, whereas for you, that sort of was hitting you on the way down, weren't it?
That did. The thing I enjoyed most about the whole experience was coming down, and when you're buzzing and doing it, and you see people struggling, I like to give people a bit of a boost, and you could see some people that needed it, and some people stopped and spoke to us and talking about turning around, weren't they? And we just give them a bit of like moral support that they needed, and that's what I liked about that is everyone was there for the same goal, and it was very much like not a team thing. I suppose it is a team thing. Like everyone was in it together, weren't they, on that mountain that day? Do you know what I mean? Like everyone was there to try and get to the summit. Some people struggled. Some people were just walking up with babies on their backs and dogs and stuff.
That bloke who walked up with a 6-year-old strapped to his back or whatever.
Yeah, the child was bigger than me.
Proper
that
child.
Was ridiculous. Like,
proper child.
People do. People do.
It was like when Jack carried me up the first mountain. That's what it looked like. His kid was in like a baby thing, but the kid was a big child.
Oh,
yeah. And he was just running up the mountain like a show
I said to you, I'd be too scared taking my child up there in the first place because the way my mind works, I wouldn't ever even do it in the first place.
No, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't think.
Good on them for doing it. At the end of the day, you know what I mean. But you are completely right with the morale thing. That was another thing about it, which was really nice. Is like on the way up, you've got people speaking to you, and you've got people. That was a good thing about the summit as well. When you've got people telling you, right, you're about this far away, blah, blah, blah. So you mentally, you know what you've got to do.
Yeah.
Then on the way back down, you're helping other people in the same way to push them on and all the rest of it. So it's quite funny. Remember that first woman?
Sorry, go on.
So, go on, mate. Go on.
Coming down is a whole different challenge in itself as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's... People said to me as well, coming down's harder. Whoever said that's lying. It's not harder, but it is. It is.
There's challenge. Statistically, there's way more injuries that occur coming down the mountain than there is going up it.
Yeah,
which
I suppose
makes sense.
It might be harder in like on the joints, maybe in some aspects, but it's definitely not harder than hiking up the fucking thing. I don't think.
But at the end of the day, when you go up and when you're coming down, you have to be concentrating the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because although even on what we went on the main track, pony track that they call it, there is points of that are you're not talking about a smooth path. So
no.
You know what I mean? So you're watching your footing the whole time. You've got to be watching where you're going the whole time. And on the way down, you can see how injuries occur more because at the end of the day, if people get a bit blasé and think, oh, well, I'll just skip down the mountain, you know what I mean? You know, and you obviously get people that do that, then people are going to get injured, aren't they?
Which is why as well, I'm very grateful that Mark recommended us taking them hiking sticks because they were a game changer for me because one of my knees is made of cheese anyway, I think. It's weak as anything. So using them really did help. But but my arms ached the next day as well. I thought I had guns the size of anything, but turns out it was just my arms aching from them sticks and I'm still not as massive as I once was.
No. Were you?
What?
No,
I'm yet to see it because I've never actually seen it.
Next question, Jack.
Moving swiftly on. So obviously, we've spoke through kind of the recovery and whatnot, and that sense of achievement. But what just like reflected on it, like a lot of people sort of say to go and do a mountain is that can be the making of someone to that sense of achievement and whatnot. But how has that impacted you since then? I mean, obviously Sam's willing to go and climb every mountain left, right, and centre right now. But how do you feel about it, Rob?
I think it's definitely helped me sort of re-engage with the fact of wanting to challenge myself a little bit more again and do more, you know what I mean? A bit more stuff outside of my comfort zone because I think when you go into the whole family life and all the rest of it as well, it's very easy to withdraw from that because your risk assessment changes. So everything that I would have done years ago, now everything's a risk and everything's like, right, am I going to go and do that? Because really, if I do that, I'm putting myself in unnecessary danger. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that's life and you've got to push yourself. And that definitely helped me from that side of things as well. And this sort of, this sounds like really quite extreme, but I suppose it sort of like revived me a bit, really, to be honest with you.
Good.
The whole thing. The whole
great, mate.
It really,
you don't grow in your comfort zone, do you? You just you don't. And if you put yourself out of the norm, challenge yourself, and we set ourselves these little goals and these little challenges, and every time we complete one and tick it off, it's just going to make you grow as a person, like, mentally and physically.
There's no doubt in that, and I think I spoke about it earlier in the year when we did my second podcast, when I spoke about my reckless year 2017. That whole year was just me going off on mad ones and going and doing runs and mountains and all sorts all over the country on my own and stretching myself and pushing myself to a limit. Granted, I wasn't in the best sort of mental state at the time. However, you know, I grew so much as a person from that, not only in the fact of, you know, where I was mentally, but just as a person, and on another level, that made me a lot more confident. That made me, you know, it just made me a better person for going and doing things like that, because I was out of my comfort zone. And I think doing things like that only make you want to do those things more often, you know. And I think off the back of, you know, I said before you joined in, Rob, I haven't really stopped since then. I started in Birmingham and I met my heroes. Then I went to Leeds and then I went up to Scotland and then I done mountains and then I come over to meet you guys and went and saw the Hammer, and then you guys went and done that. And then I came down and went to London and then I did the marathon, and now I had like 2 days back home, and now I'm off working in Hemel Hempstead for like the next month, and I haven't really stopped, and I'm just constantly on the go and stretching myself. And don't get me wrong, I'm about halfway through now. I've got about half a month left to go, but that sort of put things in perspective sometimes. Although it's good, you have to go, oh, actually, there comes a point where you do need to level off and go, bring yourself back to reality and go, okay, let's just see everything that's been done and let it settle, and then go from there. But it's so
you
important.
go off momentum, don't you? You've got
100%.
You've got a certain amount of time after you do a challenge where there's momentum there, and you can either use it and move forward with it, or you can just let it fizzle out. And I think if you use it to the next challenge and push on, you're just going to continue growing as a person. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, what that done for me is, like I say, the reboot side of things and refresh, as I come back, and then that made me because I was already doing stuff with my business in the background and stuff before going. But it's hard to, sometimes you just get to a point where you just really need that kick up the arse, you know what I mean? And really need to push yourself that little bit.
What do you think, Elise, of Daddy climbing a mountain?
He just goes on about it.
Yeah, that sounds about right, to be fair. I mean,
that don't sound like Daddy Elise, really, to be honest. He don't normally go on about things that much.
No, I also went in the sea every day for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never heard
Not
that
much
before.
of an achievement, really. But all right.
Not really.
Can you just go and polish my awards, please, darling? And I'll talk to these two, and then we'll go and get some dinner.
He's only got one award, so he thinks he's got loads.
Yeah,
the Mayor's Choice Award. Oh yeah.
Have you got one of these, Sam? Have you got one of these?
Probably not.
Boring.
That's I think that's a marathon medal. I think that's what that is.
He can't run.
No, I know. He struggled with walking, to be honest.
Yes.
Not up mountains, though.
You got
They call me the Billy Goat now.
Yeah.
Someone to piggyback you.
Yeah, that's Jack.
Yeah, me.
Right, you can go away now if you want.
just mugging you off, Sam.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rob, before you got rudely interrupted, do you remember what you were saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
So, yeah, it was only a quick thing, just about like the refresh side of things. And like you were saying about motivation, Sam, sort of thing, like coming back and all the rest of it and what you run with. For me, because of how much of a reboot and refresh that done for me, I got back and I just had like the most productive week at work and most proactive week I've had for absolutely ages, a ridiculous amount of time. Awesome, and it's just really pushed me to want to continue pushing the company forward and all the rest of it, and everything I want to do with the kids and all the rest of it. So yeah, it's just awesome all round, really. To be honest with you.
Brilliant. And them locks as well, the cold water therapy and doing it in a lock is a whole different experience, isn't it?
Loved it, mate. I wish we had one. Well, I mean, obviously, you guys have got your Felixstowe on your betting call. But if I had Loch Ossian, like 2-minute walk just from my front door,
you'd never get bored of it, would you?
Never get bored. I'd be in there every day, mate.
Yeah,
just a smoother walk in would be nice, though.
Yes.
I was right.
I'd get rid of all them rocks. I'd get rid of all of that. I'd have a nice like sandy walkway straight in there.
Oh,
you know
that'd be beautiful.
Yeah,
that'd be perfect then.
I was right. Have your sea shoes on.
Yeah, I know. Keep going on.
You should have bought your sea shoes. I did say.
Sorry, I'm not a big wussy pants and just take them everywhere with me.
Didn't sound like that entering the water.
I'm back.
Hello.
What's this for?
It's for the podcast, babe.
Do you think that Daddy's benefited from climbing the mountain and the experience he had in Scotland? Do you think he has?
I think so, because he posted it everywhere.
Yeah.
Again, not something I was aware of with you, Sam.
Yeah, well, I dabble in social media.
Just dabble.
He said he was going to quit TikTok once. He never done it.
I never said that. I just wanted to negotiate some money if you wanted me to do certain dances.
Then he put videos. 2 seconds later, he was on his phone talking about his dare to dip.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sounds just like Sam.
Social media. I'd never quit social media. People say to me that I spend too much time on it, but I personally feel very lucky that we've got it, and I like to stay connected, and I like to use it to spread positivity. So.
Yeah, and I think similar to what we spoke about it on. I listened to it today. The Ken Smith podcast we done. But we spoke about the importance of, because obviously Ken had his journals and his log for years and years and years, dating back to like the 70s and 80s and whatnot. But I think social media, especially Instagram, provides that ability to be able to. Yeah, it's memories, isn't it?
It's like journaling.
It is. It's like journaling.
But then you're sharing it with your nan as well. Well, I had a friend that actually, and it come from Face of Love, but he rung me up when we got back, and he told me that he wants me to challenge me to come off all social media for a bit, because we went away and he reckons I wasn't present and in the moment. But I can see how that looks. But as you boys know, we had no signal and stuff. And when we took pictures, and I've always been like it. I like to share things, and I like to inspire people. I'm not one of these that gets annoyed when people are doing good on social media as well. I actually like to see people achieving stuff, and that it gives me a boost as well. But I can see why other people get a bit funny with it. But my dad, since we were kids, he used to have one of them big old cameras on his shoulder that like a news camera, and we'd film, and we've just been a family that like to document things and share it as well. Do you know what I mean? So I'll never change. I've given up enough shit. Do you know what I mean? I'm not giving up social media as well.
Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. We can forgive you for that one, I reckon.
You know what, mate?
And the thing is, use it in the right way.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, exactly.
Totally.
If I thought it was ever affecting me mentally, I'm the first one that would talk about it. Like I'm very open.
Yeah, the version of you that is, it's in the world now, Sam, is, that's the version that we want to see grow and improve and develop. We don't want to see any setbacks from that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly that, mate. Yes.
Really good catch up, guys. That was
nice one.
That was an excellent trip, and I think we all gained a lot from that. And onwards and upwards, guys.
Onwards and upwards, and thanks for letting me be part of it, boys. Thanks for inviting me. That was awesome.
We're going for a dip tomorrow, Rob, if you fancy it.
Yoo-hoo. Tomorrow morning.
Yeah, 7:30 if you fancy it. I know you got the kids, but just let us know.
Nice to hear that then.
Yeah, or just meet us there if you want to be there.
Yeah,
but just on record, you're definitely up for Wales in the new year then?
Definitely.
Both
definitely. Yeah. I definitely am. Yeah,
well. mate. I love Wales. I've done Snowdon loads of times. I love it there.
Blah blah blah. We've heard it all before with Nevis, mate.
But no, seriously, and
you get up there. You watch us climb it.
If we're going to go do a couple of days there, we can get a really, I know a wicked place we can stay in Carnarvon, which is a beautiful little town right near Snowdon.
Awesome. Cool. Don't suppose there's any hermits there, is there?
No hermits, but there is a castle.
Ooh, do you know what? I love castles.
Yeah, I know you do.
I do. I'm a castle fan.
That's also right on the water as well, so we could probably dip every day as well.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
On my Welsh accent. I've only just nailed Scottish.
You're nowhere close, mate.
Yeah, wee little lassie. I'm sorry, I automatically regret that.
Why does he do that, Rob? Why?
I don't know, mate. I think we just know that's him.
He's him.
It's got to go, isn't he?
And on that bombshell,
yeah.
On that bombshell, it's been fantastic, gents. I'm going to call a close to this before Sam says any more ridiculous things.
This is the last season 1 for a while as well. We're going to have like a couple of weeks, aren't we? And then we're going to get back into season 2 with some.
We've got a bunch of different interviews lined up, haven't we? Various different, interesting, awesome people. Yeah. So lots more to come.
This last season and this whole thing has been great. And I just want to shout out to both of you for being great friends, and I look forward to our new challenges in the future.
Yes.
I'll be one of the guests. So you'll see more of me.
Very welcome anytime.
Yeah.
Might get more sense out of you than maybe Sam.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Shout it. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out.
See you later, guys.